Ashton Jeanty has the potential and the opportunity to not only come into the NFL and be a superstar day one, but be the best running back in football. If we were to take a look at the new Las Vegas Raiders, it is clear where their strengths and weaknesses lie on the offensive end of the ball. It's fair to say that this team had a major upgrade in the running back room this offseason. They went out and they drafted Ashton Genty with the 6th overall pick. You don't draft a running back that early. Hell, you don't draft a running back in the first round unless you believe he has the potential to be one of the greatest of all time. And that is exactly what Pete Carroll and the Las Vegas Raiders believe that Ashton Genty will be. Now, the Las Vegas Raiders running back room looks completely different, like I was mentioning. Their top 2 rushers from last season are out. Alexander Madison, Amir Abdullah, they're gone, which meant that heading into training camp, that starting running back job was Ashton Genty's to lose. And considering the competition, of course he was going to walk away with it. Don't get me wrong, guys like Raheem Mostert, Sincere McCormick, Zamir White are all solid backs, but they don't come close to the amount of skill that Ashton Genty already has. I mean, this guy is Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year back-to-back years. He was robbed of a Heisman last season. He obviously should have won the Heisman, but that's a conversation for another day. I mean, in 2024, he put out highlight reel after highlight reel for Boise State. If you were to look at a game recap, any game recap for Boise State last season, it's just going to be Ashton Genty highlights because he was that team's entire offense. And yeah, you could say it was because he played in the Mountain West, but honestly, if he goes to a Power 5 school, he is going to put up similar, if not even better numbers because, again, he'll have an even better O-line. An O-line that he may not have, in Las Vegas. That great O-line may not exist for him early on. That may be where he struggles. And because the Raiders don't have very many options outside of Ashton Genty offensively, he might get targeted. But that's nothing new for him. He had that big target on his back out there in Boise State, and you know what numbers he put up his junior year? He went out and he rushed for 2,601 yards in 14 games on 374 attempts while having 29 rushing touchdowns. That's right, he touched the end zone 29 times on the ground. Receiving-wise, he had an extra touchdown. This is why he was robbed of a Heisman, because it's not only the stats you need to look at, it's the eye test with Ashton Genty. He is sheer and utter dominance just shown onto the football field. Once he gets rolling, there is no stopping him. And it's not just that he runs through defenders like a freight train, which he can. He also has this masterful agility where he's like a ballerina out there on the football field. It is really something. There's a reason this guy went top 10 in the draft at a position that is having less and less value every single season. And we'll talk more about how Ashton Genty fits into this new Las Vegas Raiders offense in a second, but for right now, I wanted to remind you guys to slow down, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000, and every subscription is greatly appreciated, so please subscribe. Now, Ashton Genty isn't the only new addition that this Vegas team has gotten, because they also got a massive upgrade at quarterback. They went from guys like Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew competing for starting minutes to having Geno Smith. Yes, Geno Smith in the big 2025, the man who disappeared for half of his career. But after that run in Seattle, Geno Smith is more than a capable starter, and he's proven that. Honestly, he's probably top 15 in the NFL when it comes to starting quarterbacks. He may not be the team's long-term answer, but he will suffice in an era in which the Las Vegas Raiders are still trying to find themselves and where they get more and more new pieces every single season. And I think that Geno Smith is a step in the right direction for this Las Vegas Raiders team. Geno Smith is an incredible story. He had been a backup for 7 straight years. Hell, for one of those years, he was out of the league entirely. But for the last 3, he's been the starter out there in Seattle. And in the games that he played for Seattle, he's never had a season where he had a losing record. Last year, the team went 10-7 in the games that he started. Hell, he's been a 2-time Pro Bowler with Seattle. He won Comeback Player of the Year. He was an All-Pro quarterback. That is how great Geno Smith has been. And last year when he was with the Seahawks, he went out. Of course, he played 17 games, had a completion percentage above 70%, threw for over 4,000 passing yards, had 4,320 to be exact, had over 20 passing touchdowns. He had 21 interceptions. Okay, maybe that was one of his weaknesses last season. He did turn the ball over more than, some teams would prefer. He had 15 interceptions. But when you look at all of the positives that come with Geno Smith, I mean, he is able to run a capable offense. He is more than just the bridge quarterback that people believe he is going to be out there for Vegas. Hell, I'm sure that the Raiders believe that Geno Smith is nothing more than a bridge quarterback for them. But this season, with Ashton Jeanty in the backfield, he is going to prove them all wrong. Now, I only have mentioned Ashton Jeanty because, again, this offense doesn't have very many pieces. Of course, they have the best tight end in the league in Brock Bowers. My favorite tight end. He damn near won me my fantasy league last season. And now that Brock Bowers has a real quarterback behind him, he is going to be even better. And it's not like he's going to have any wide receivers taking away from any of his snaps, because that is one of their bigger weaknesses on the offensive end. The wide receiving core and the O-line is going to hurt this Las Vegas Raiders team. But if they can find a way to just play through Geno Smith to Brock Bowers to Ashton Jeanty, then you could see this team possibly having a winning record when it's all said and done. Now, their division is stacked, okay? Of course, you have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are probably going to go to the Super Bowl again. Then you have the Denver Broncos, who look great with Bo Nix. Hell, Bo Nix is looking better than Justin Herbert out there in Los Angeles, but you can't count the Chargers out just yet because Jim Harbaugh is turning that organization around one season at a time, and I do believe that the Chargers got better this offseason. So where does that leave the Raiders? At the bottom of the AFC West. But I wouldn't count them out just yet. You see, one of the Raiders' biggest strengths, even going back to their Oakland days, has been the culture within the organization. It was great with John Gruden, and I think it just hasn't been the same since his sudden exit back in 2021. How the team went 10-7 in John Gruden's last half year with the franchise, and since then, it's been pretty mediocre. They went 6-11, they went 8-9, and then the fucking team went 4-11. It's just been miss after miss trying to find John Gruden's replacement. They haven't been able to. They go through 1-2 coaches a year. That's how bad it's been out there in Vegas. But then, for some odd reason, the Seahawks feel as though it's time to move on from their legendary head coach in Pete Carroll. So then Pete Carroll's looking for a job, and Tom Brady is one of the new owners out there for the Las Vegas Raiders. So then he sells Pete Carroll on the opportunity to come and coach in Vegas. And now you have Pete Carroll as the new head coach for this team. And I think that Pete Carroll is going to reinstitute that great culture that the Las Vegas Raiders are known for. For the last few seasons, when you thought of the Las Vegas Raiders and you thought of their offense, your mind went to Derek Carr at quarterback, it went to Josh Jacobs at running back. Hell, it might have even gone to Devontae Adams because he was there for a quick minute. But all three of those guys are gone. The Raiders are heading into a new era of Vegas football, and I think that this era has a lot more potential than the last one did. I mean, Brock Bowers is still super young. He was just drafted last season. Ashton Genty is a rookie. He's going to be a rookie this up-and-coming season. I think that they've hit in the draft. They've built their team through the draft. Then they go out and they sign a solid, if not great, quarterback in Geno Smith. They've turned that corner, okay? They may not make the playoffs this season, but hell, anything is an improvement from their 4-win season. I see this team going about 7-8 wins, and next year is where I think that they can be great. But I do believe that if anybody's going to be great right now, especially on this Raiders team, it's going to be Ashton Genty, okay? He has what it takes. The only thing that's going to hold him back is that O-line potentially. But if he is able to work around that O-line, or that O-line is better than what people believe it's going to be, then Ashton Genty is going to be a top 5 running back easily, maybe even running back number 1 by the time that week 18 comes around. Who knows? But I'll catch y'all later. Much love. Deuces.